Hello and welcome to this new series of videos I'm doing based on reviewing bits of whiskey and different drinks there are out there. I'm brand new to drinking whiskey myself, so I have absolutely no idea what I am doing. And what I'm doing with these series of videos is just recording what I think about each individual bottle I get and all the thoughts I have about it, and just figuring out if those tastes and flavors and things that the developers and the producers put on the bottles is actually true, and if I can actually taste any of these things. So we're going to start off with this bottle of Kilkerran, and this is a relative newcomer to the whiskey scene, only being about, I think, 15 years old as a distillery, which is nothing really, because it takes about 12 years to get one of these bottles out. This was actually given to me as a gift by someone I work with, and they have a really good knowledge of whiskey, and it's actually their fault that I'm getting into this right now. The first bottle they got me was a Highland Park 12-year-old, and I haven't looked back since. So let's have a look at this thing. So this Kilkerran, it's actually a great all-rounder, and it comes from Campbeltown. You may see on lots of these bottles things like Glenfiddich, Glenmorangie, Cadam. They usually have a Glen thing attached to their name, and there's a little bit of a story about why this one doesn't really have that on here. And happily the story is listed out on the bottle itself. Have a good read whilst you're buying it or looking at it in the shop, and there's a little bit of Scotch history for you there. So Campbeltown itself sits on a small spit of land coming off of Scotland in between Arran and Jura, and those are kind of like two biggish islands in the region. And it really means nothing to most people, but what it kind of means is that it's an island whiskey, but not really, because it's on the mainland of Scotland. So it's an island Scotch, but not really. I haven't got a clue what that means, you probably haven't got a clue what that means, and anyone who is a serious whiskey drinker is probably furiously writing in the comment section right now saying it means this, this, and this, you newbie scrub. Actually, I'm pretty interested to find out, and I might even do a video on it later. So let's have a look at this now and look at some of the reviews from other people before we get into the distiller's notes. And the first one I find is this note saying it's delicious, which is really good actually, saying it's a nice alternative to Springbank and somewhere a bit smoother in between a Springbank and a Hazelburn. I don't know what a Springbank is, and I don't know what a Hazelburn is, but if that means something to you, fantastic. This next person says it's quite wood-driven and a bit smoky, with salted caramel in the palate that makes it quite pleasant, with some dried apricots. That actually sounds quite nice, a bit smoky. The Highland Park I was given is a balanced one that sits in between all the flavours like that, and that's probably why my friend and colleague got me this bottle in the first place. So the finish is fairly long but not at all complex, and this is the first little bit of criticism we have about this Kilkerran bottle. Apparently it's not very complicated as a whiskey, which suits me down to the ground because I'm still learning about these things, and well, I can't taste all the different flavours yet. So let's have a look at the distiller's notes. So on the nose, the oak notes are dominant, followed by toasted marshmallows and dried fruit pudding, as well as Jerry's marzipan and a hint of peat. Well, that means that it's got quite a complicated and sweet smell to it, so there we go. The palate, initially fruity with citrus notes and orange peel, after this vanilla, butterscotch, honeycomb, and digestive biscuits. It's a rather an odd combination for honeycomb and digestive biscuits, but it's that sort of brown sugary kind of smell and taste you get when you have unrefined sugar, that kind of thing. The finish, according to the distiller, is velvet and smooth with lemon meringue. To conclude, there's an oiliness and saltiness that you'd expect from a Campbeltown dram. And I do happen to know that saltiness is something that's associated with island whiskey, and even most notably with Skye and places like that, where they where they distill their whiskey near the ocean. You get that hint of saltiness from the ocean spray. So let's just have a wee drink of this one. Well, okay, so having a bit of a smell of this one. This is the neat version of it. So the alcohol is really rather prevalent in this one compared to the other whiskeys I've had. It does smell stronger than most, and that's because it is. But there is a nice, good amount of sweetness to it. It does smell rather good. And yeah, it really is there, that brown sugary smell. A little bit of the smokiness you get. So if you're looking for something smoky but not too smoky and something quite sweet, this is going to be the one. So taste of this one. Whoa, yeah. So the extra strength does push through a lot more than the other whiskies. Definitely some of the honey that the producers talk about. So some honeycomb in there. And yeah, some vanilla coming through too. This is a quite nice sweet whiskey, but really balanced. No one flavor is too dominant over the rest of them. The finish, certainly an oily quality to it, but very, very smooth. And once that alcohol hit's gone, it's actually fairly easy to drink. Okay, so let's have a look at this with a splash of water. If you're going to be adding water to your whiskey, it's just because you want to spread the spirits out a bit, and so you can get to grips with more of the flavour and less of the alcohol taste in there. And yep, a splash of water makes this much better. The alcohol's all smoothed out, and the fruitiness when the dram sits in your tongue really comes out. Make sure you serve this with a splash of water. It really does just make the drink the bee's knees on that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this enormous chunk of ice, and a lot of people are now furiously screaming at me saying, my God, don't put that much ice cube into your whiskey. This is all I've got so far, but let's hope it makes a nice taste. And splash it in there. Whoa, that crack. That crack was really good. Anyway, let's have a quick taste of that one. And yeah, no, the ice makes this actually quite bitter. Really don't recommend that at all. That did not work out as I planned it. So yeah, okay, let's just have a quick taste of that again. Right, so once everything's had time to just calm down and mix a bit, yeah, it's you get the fruitiness and sweetness back. So it's almost like it's been diluted with the water. The coolness does help. There's a little bit of banana that comes out when you drink it like this. So there we go. Quickly gone though, because it dilutes too quickly. You end up with pretty much most of the flavour washed out. Not really a summertime tipple, and nothing that you want to serve with a lot of ice and sort of sip in a very hot summer's evening. Not one of those ones. But let's just have a quick think about this one. So yeah, let this one breathe a bit before you serve it. And letting some of the alcohol evaporate off makes it really nice, especially after work. So if you've just finished off everything you need to do and looking for a dram at the end of the day just to relax, this is definitely the one. There's no massive flavor profile that you're looking for on this one. No massive iodine smell or taste or saltiness, things like that. It's beautifully balanced. It sits with a bunch of different flavors and it's got a nice drinkable smoothness to it. Not a spectacle dram, and again, this is something that was found in the criticism not being very remarkable. Yeah, fair enough actually. It's average. It makes it a really good drink, but it's average, which means that if you're looking for something that's really toffee butterscotch kind of thing, it's there. You're just not going to find a huge amount of it. If you're looking for something really smoky, it's there. You're just not going to find a lot of it. So, fantastic thing to sit in your cupboard. This is definitely great as a second bottle of whiskey for a new drinker like me, and I think I'm going to have to go and thank my colleague for this. This has actually been really nice. So, there you go, an excellent addition to anyone's cabinet. And I hope that you've all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please add any comments down below about the presentation of this and anything I've got drastically wrong about how to drink whiskey. This is very much the beginning of a journey for me, and I'm willing to take on any criticism at all, right down to criticizing the shape of the glass I've got I know that this is not a typical one, and it's not really even a tumbler. This is actually just a washed out Nutella bottle that I'm using as a glass for my whiskey. Like I said, very new drinker here, and I haven't got any of the kit to make this work properly. Alright, catch you in the next one, guys, and happy dramming.